Drogheda derby, with Drogheda taking on Dundalk at Huggy Doherty Park. So we'll be hoping for, given Friday night's results, an easy entrance into the next round. So we're all running very late here, Tom. Just going through the formalities here. So a couple of changes there. Obviously, Chris Turner, who has picked up an injury, I think, against UCD. So I think we're going to have a minute silence here for John Conroy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to now have a minute of applause. Firstly, Peter Murphy Slaughter, Peter worked drugs here in the shop, the office runner with us, he passed away. And also for our great friend John Conroy, who we lost last week. The brother Mick is on the board. Everybody here at Shamrock Rovers knows one of the Conroys. Everyone here at Shamrock Rovers knew John Conroy. Mick said a brilliant thing the other day. He just said there are no bad memories. I think that's an amazing thing for someone to be able to be said about them in their 41 years. John was Shamrock Rovers, the Conroys are Shamrock Rovers, and we remember them now with a minute's applause.
So a minute's applause there for the late John Conroy. I'm sure many of you knew. Another minute's applause as well for Peter Murphy, who volunteered here at the club and works as part of the membership team. Father, as many older people might know, is the legendary broadcaster with RTE, and was the founder of Macklin Pharma. So Rovers just go into their huddle there, and we're just waiting for the game to start here. It is going to be Derry City to tip off, playing into the car park end in their familiar candy stripes, and Rovers of course in the famous hoops. So as I said, it is going to be Derry to tip off here. One last check by Richie Winter, the referee here tonight. And a blow of the whistle, and Derry City off and are straight away on the attack, and it's a chance here now. Well, great work by Craig Sivez. It was James McLean who got away into the box, but the ball comes across and it's gone wide there. But a bright start there by Derry City. The ball came across by James. Ball cross came to James McLean. First touch took a by Pat Sullivan, cut inside and came back inside, but Craig Sivez was able to get a foot on it. And as the shot came across, it went out of play. So it's going to be a goal kick to Shamrock Rovers taken here by Alamanis. So Manis long ball dropping dead on the centre half circle. It's won there by Pat Sullivan, who finds Finn, who finds Conor McCormick. Conor goes backwards to Craig Sivez. Craig Sivez into Stephen O'Donnell, whose first touch forces him backwards to Stephen O'Donnell. Stephen O'Donnell back to Dan Murray. Dan Murray under pressure for Eamon Zayed, but can just slide across here to Craig Sivez. Craig Sivez into the feet of Ronan Finn. Ronan Finn turns away but loses possession. And the tackle there by Rory Higgins goes right back to Manis, who gets it out short to Dan Murray. Dan Murray looks for the run of Gary Twigg, but it's over here. Well cleared up at the back and hooped forward. Civez gets a flick on. And good little flick on by McCabe, but it was cut out there to the back. And once again, the ball hooped forward. Won by Civez. And Ronan Finn get onto this, and a chance now maybe for Roberts to attack. Puts it in front of Gary McCabe, who was away down the left. Gary McCabe, it was Barry Malloy who came across the cover, and that's going to be a throw in for Rovers. Down about 10 yards up from the corner flag, and Enda Stevens takes quickly to Ronan Finn. There he fell asleep there, and the low ball across. And it's well covered down by Garrett Doherty. There's a good ball in there by Gary McCabe. No one attacking it at the near post, and Jared Doherty did well just to gather it low as the ball cleared forward. Well won by Pat Sullivan. Knocked back to him by Shepherd to McCormick back to Shepherd, and Shepherd away down the right here. Needs men to get into the boxes. There you're getting numbers back. Instead goes to Ronan Finn. Finn forced back here to Sullivan. Plays a blind ball, and it goes right to Eamon Zayed forced backwards. Good ball into the feet of Zayed again. Plays the little 1-2 with Patrick McElhaney, and Rovers are asleep there. And that's a decent ball in. Well done by Gary McCabe, gets a touch to it, and Dan Murray can just get it here to Stephen O'Donnell to Gary McCabe. Gary McCabe turns away, looks for the feet of Twig and finds it well. Twig is first, which is good. Looks to play back to Gary McCabe. The ball had stayed in, it was on the line, the full ball hadn't gone out of play, and once again it was Malloy across to put the foot in, and it's a throw in for Rovers. But a poor ball there by Pat Sullivan, gave the ball away to Emmett Zayed, and it was a real chance for Derry, but they couldn't take advantage of it. Stephen O'Donnell gets the ball back to Murray, and Murray comes across here to Civez across to Sully to Conor McCormick, forcing McCormick to work, and good interplay between McCormick and Sullivan, and Finn gets it to Sullivan, and Sullivan to Murray. Murray can bring the ball into the Derry half, finds the feet of Gary McCabe. McCabe finds Ronan Finn turns back into trouble, but manages to get away and finds Stephen O'Donnell, who has Enda Stevens outside him. Enda into the feet of Ronan Finn. He timed the turn there if anyone gave me a shout, but he came back out, and it's Stephen O'Donnell now. And there you've backed off, and Stephen O'Donnell's been allowed to get forward here, and he's found Gary McCabe. A chance for Gary McCabe, puts a good ball in, but it's well cleared and flicked on there by Higgins, but only as far as Civez. Civez comes inside, has done well. He was looking to find Ronan Finn, but only find McElhaney. His ball forward finds only Dan Murray, who plays it into Civez. Civez out here to Enda Stevens. Stevens to Stephen O'Donnell. O'Donnell back to Stevens, looking for Gary Twig. Who plays an exquisite ball for McCabe, who's away here down the left, and a real chance here by Rovers. And a great ball, there's no one there. He took the wrong option, but he finds Conor McCormick at the back post, and Conor with a chance to get the ball in. It's blocked down, it's a corner for Rovers. Brilliant work there by Gary Twig. Played the ball in, sucked out two Derry defenders. A little flick between the two of them to find the on-rushing McCabe. McCabe's ball in from the left was overhit, and as McCormick went to put it back in from the right hand side, it was blocked down, and it's going to be a corner kick to Shamrock Rovers. And it's Stephen O'Donnell to take it. Goes short here to Ronan Finn at the edge of the box. Back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell takes a touch and finds Finn. Finn, little drop of the shoulder, has a shot. And the first shot on target, just over the bar there by Ronan Finn. Well worked corner between O'Donnell and Finn. Finn dropped the shoulder, couldn't size, but his shot just screamed over the bar. Jeez. Cheers, Chair. I'm famous now in Missouri State University. Excellent. So it's Jared Doherty with the goal kick, won by Dan Murray ahead of Zayed, who finds Gary McCabe. McCabe to O'Donnell. O'Donnell under pressure now, puts his foot on it, comes back to Enda Stevens into Ronan Finn. Brilliant turn by Ronan Finn, and as he looks to play the ball off, it's blocked down, but Civez can come onto that and has Stephen O'Donnell, who's under a bit of pressure, but can find Dan Murray. Dan Murray looks to play the long ball, but he's overhit it, and that'll go straight through to Jared Doherty. He was looking for the run of Gary McCabe, but completely overhit. So the long ball again by Doherty. Richard one of the things that came off. Pat Sullivan, so it's out for a corner for Derry City. And it's Kevin Derry, the captain, I think, going across to take this. So there's a Derry player at the edge of the box. It's Patrick McElhaney, I think, who has his hand up and he's looking for it. And that's a good ball. Manus gets a good hand on that and is able to collect it there. So Manus looks for Gary Twig, the run of Gary Twig, and Twig has got to that. Well done, Gary Twig, but under pressure. But the clearance will only find McCabe, who plays a little touch here to O'Donnell. O'Donnell looks to switch the play across to Pat Sullivan, whose first touch is good, to McCormick. McCormick forced back to Civez. Under pressure by Zayed, and Shepherd lets it go by him, and it comes to Finn. And Finn can get away from McLean here. And he was adjudged to be a foul by the linesman. It's going to be free out to Derry City. I think Finn needed someone to get into the box there so he could swing it in. He was going to under pressure. So it is going to be Gerard Doherty to take the free out, probably to that halfway line, and it's completely overhit. It's going to be a trial to Rovers, to be taken by Pat Sullivan right down near the corner flag. So lovely long throw by O'Donnell, but it's over everyone's head. And Shepherd's first touch is great, and he can turn away, and he's fouled by McLean, and it's free to Rovers halfway inside. And that's not the smartest ball by Pat Sullivan, but O'Donnell's done well and can find McCormick into the midfield. Lovely ball. He has McCabe outside. Lovely ball out to McCabe. McCabe has to scamper to get to it. He's got Malloy across, and he's on his left. Well done, McCabe. And a decent ball to the back post. Shepherd flicks it, and it's dropped and it's cleared by Derry, but only as far as Sullivan, who can play a great ball in, and Malloy just knocks it behind for the corner. Clever defending by Malloy. Didn't know what was quite behind him, so safety first, and just knocks it out for the corner, which Gary McCabe is going to take. It's a drive 105 from Derry. Here's the other commentator here. Sorry about that, Al Hoop. So it's Gary McCabe with the corner here. Decent ball in. Comes to the back post to Dan Murray. Dan Murray gets his header back across. Civez under pressure, but it's flicked on by back in by Cormac, and it'll come straight through to Doherty. And Rovers are kind of out of position here now. It's 3-on-3, and they have a man over the back. Stevens has got pulled right in here, and that's a great ball, and Zayed might get to that now, but it's overhit and it's gone out for a goal kick. Stevens had dropped in there to cover, but McElhaney was able to pull out here and get a little bit of space, but the ball in from the left hand side was poor, and it went straight out for a Rovers throw in. So it's Manus with the goal kick. Gets good distance down towards Gary Twig. Twig under pressure, controls down. Finn gets a little touch in and finds Stephen O'Donnell, who slips. And chance to come away. And it's foul on McLean there by Stevens as he released the ball. So it's a free to Derry, halfway inside the Rovers half. Derry and Higgins standing over it, and McLean comes to join them now as well. McLean now walks away and leaves it to Higgins. Higgins plays the ball to the back post, and it's won by McLean, but harmlessly out for a Rovers goal kick. So Alan was looking to take that quickly, but it's well covered at the front. As did I kick something there? Oh, sorry, I need a wire. So Manus' clearance Once again down towards Twig, beaten in the air. Comes in the midfield, well won by Ronan Finn. It's Conor McCormick can come away here. Plays the ball, angle ball into the corner for Shepherd to run onto it, and Shepherd can get there. And he's done well, and he's kept the ball in. Well done, Carl Shepherd. And gets a decent ball in, towards Twig, but it was well cleared. It'll only come as far as Pat Sullivan, who finds Shepherd. Shepherd back to Sullivan. Sullivan looks to go inside. Good work by Sullivan, and he's setting that up. And he looks to play a ball in, and it nearly came to Gary Twig. It was well covered in the end. And it's a chance now for Derry to break. Looking for McCormick. Gets ahead of Zayed. And Finn's touch is good, and he's taking it away. And it's opened up for Finn. He looked to feed in Gary Twig, but it was well blocked out. And Derry can come away here now. Looks to McLeany out here. Plays a long ball. It's well read by Pat Sullivan, who controls on his chest. There's a bit of space here. And plays the angle ball for Gary McCabe. It's overhit. McCabe can't keep it in, and it'll go out for a Derry City throw in with Barry Malloy across to take it here. So, take it short, played forward, won by Enda Stevens. Stevens can get onto that and has McCormick inside him. McCormick has Shepherd in the middle, stops Officer Sivez instead, and Sivez finds Twig. Twig lets it run by him, and it'll come to Finn here. And Malloy, I thought, could have got to that, but he basically hesitated, and it's allowed McCabe to get on, and it's played in, it's flicked on, but it'll only come to McCormick, who's under pressure here from Zayed, needs to get it away, and goes to Enda Stevens. Stevens back to Dan Murray. Dan Murray can play it across here to Pat Sullivan. Sullivan has to scamper for it, and he's done well. It's Cole Lowe's down by McLean, only out for a Rovers throw in. So a bit of hesitant defending there, but Malloy let McCabe in, but the cross is blocked. So it's a Rovers throw in here now to be taken by Pat Sullivan, and Richie Winter getting him just to move back a few yards. So looking for an option here, and he has it. Good movement by Conor McCormick to make that little bit of space as Murray looks for Gary McCabe, and a great ball and a great force touch, and he's taken on Malloy, and he's got by Malloy, and a great ball in. And more last ditch defending at the back post by Derry to knock it out for a corner. Really good work, great ball by Dan Murray, great first touch by Gary McCabe, dropped the shoulder, turned Malloy inside out, put a great ball in, but I think it was actually Greekin who actually got back in the end there to clear that. But once again, it's taken quickly here to McCabe, to O'Donnell, and that's sloppy by Gary McCabe. Wasted opportunity there for Rovers to get the ball into the box. So the ball comes back here. Lafferty plays it forward towards the lead. It's flicked on, but it'll only find Enda Stevens, whose first touch is good. And he needed McCabe to be wide there. McCabe had come in inside, and chance now for Derry to build from the back here with McGlynn. McGlynn goes back to Grecian. Good chest down there but well won by Ronan Finn. Finds Enda Stevens. Stevens to McCabe. Back to Stevens. Stevens to Stephen O'Donnell. Stephen O'Donnell plays a poor pass to Finn. It's well cut out by Rory Higgins, but O'Donnell can nick in, win it back, knock it back to Sivez. Who has Murray here? No, but he finds O'Donnell instead. O'Donnell finds McCabe. McCabe needed someone to come inside, but finds Gary Twig. Gary Twig's first touch is great. McCabe was caught late there, and Twig's attempted crossfield ball is blocked down, but Zayed's touch is poor. Brilliant work by Gary McCabe. Comes back here to Stevens. Stevens needs an option here. Has it in Sivez. Sivez back here to Murray. Good football by Rovers. Dan Murray now can bring it forward into the Derry half and plays the ball down the line for Stevens, and Stevens has to make him work there, but he allows Malloy to play it back to Doherty, and Dan Murray knocks it forward. It's gone into the middle. It's McCormick beaten in the air and knocked back there to Lafferty. Lafferty plays the ball into midfield. Good little touch off there. And Malloy towards Derry, and Derry forced backwards, and the ball over the top will go straight out for Rovers throwing. Good pressure by Rovers. So it's a very bright start tonight. Two teams looking to play football. Rovers have probably had slightly the better of it, but Derry still very much in this game, as Dan Murray checks back outside, finds Gary Twigg. Gary Twigg touch finds Gary McCabe. Great work, and he plays a great ball in for Carl Shepherd. And Shepherd's in here on his left. Looks to check back inside, and he's done well and gets it across. Oh, what a good save by Doherty. Shepherd was a great ball through there, and Shepherd had to come back in onto his right hand side, but it was well covered there by Doherty. And Derry can break here now, but Finn back to get a foot in. Civez finds Finn again. Finn plays another ball through the middle, this time for Gary Twigg, and Twigg can get onto that, and Gary Twigg is in. Oh, great foot in there by Kevin Deary, just to knock it back to his goalkeeper. Gary Twigg was in there, really well covered by Deary. Once again, the hesitancy in the Derry back four just looked like he was going to. It was McElhaney was going to get on and cover that up, but it was Deary who had to come in and cover. And now with Higgins here in midfield. Out here it's McElhaney. And McElhaney here again has Zayed outside. Looks to play a ball to the centre. It's won by Stephen O'Donnell. And it comes back to Enda Stevens. Stevens to Finn. Finn back to Civez. Under pressure from Zayed. Goes back to Alamanis. And Alamanis can just knock it short here to Dan Murray. Dan Murray has Enda outside him. Enda with his first touch takes it out with C. Finds Gary Twigg in a midfield position, but it's McElhaney was able to nick in and win that, and it's chance here now for McGlynn. Looks to play a ball through the middle, but it's Finn now can find Shepherd, and Sullivan now. Oh, good ball into Stephen O'Donnell, who's in an acre of space in this centre of midfield. Plays a ball over the top for Ronan Finn, but the angle was all wrong, and it's just going to go straight out to Jared Doherty. That was a really good ball to pick out O'Donnell in midfield, who was in an acre of space. But it's Lafferty to come away here now. Finds McLean down the left-hand side, who's got the better of Sullivan again. But and that's going to be a goal kick to Rovers. Lafferty looked to get the ball in, a cannon off Civez, but went back in the direction of Lafferty and came off him and out for a goal kick to Shamrock Rovers. So more good work by Lafferty down the by McLean down the left hand side. He's got the better of Sullivan a couple of times. He's landed him as Manus goes short here to Murray. Murray under pressure from Zayed, forced back to Manus. Manus goes out the other side now to Civez, who has a bit more space. Stephen O'Donnell in midfield to Conor McCormack. Conor McCormack back here to Civez. Civez head up looking for an option, goes for the angle ball again for Gary McCabe. It's well won by Malloy, and the ball out for Rovers throw in, which Enda Stevens will take. Goes back to Dan Murray. Dan Murray's first touch is good. Look to play the ball, and looks to play a ball down the line, but everyone have fallen asleep there. But played one again, and it's one in midfield by Zayed. McCormack back well. What a brilliant tackle by Conor McCormack. And it's Finn now. Finn forced inside. Look to play the ball through. Just a little over elaborate there by Finn. It was always going to be a difficult ball for anyone to get onto, but it's Malloy in midfield now. Murray just lets it roll by his body and can knock it back here to Alamanis. Manus might look to go long this time. Now we go short to Civez, who was O'Donnell in midfield there, and he finds O'Donnell who can turn and just brings it forward here. Goes to Murray, and Murray back into Civez. There's a bit of space to bring the ball into. Needs the midfield to drop. There was a poor ball, and Malloy can. Sorry, it was Malloy. You can just get a foot in there. But a poor ball by Zayed only finds McCormack, who finds Shepherd. Shepherd forced back inside. McCormack to Sullivan. Not a great ball, but he can get it across here to Dan Murray, who has Enda Stevens. Then he needs a midfield option here now. Has to go back to Dan Murray. Good patient build up by Rovers. And now that midfield option there is the shape of Gary Twigg. Twigg just knocks it back to Murray. That's good by Rovers. Moving this Derry team about. And it's Civez now with the space open up in front of him to bring it into. Great work by Civez now. He's just opened up and he finds Ronan Finn. Ronan Finn has Conor McCormack, and Stephen O'Donnell needs to just sit in there. And McCormack finds Shepherd. Shepherd turns and gets it back here to Pat Sullivan. Pat Sullivan finds Shepherd again. Shepherd with a little touch here for. And and good defending there at the back post. Once again, a little bit over elaborate with the final ball. A simpler ball there might have seen Rovers put through, and I think we're going to have a Derry substitution here very early. So it's Eddie McCallion who's going to be coming on as the ball drops in midfield to O'Donnell. O'Donnell, and he knocks it backwards, and Murray just cleans that up. Finds Stevens to O'Donnell, forced backwards there by Rudy Higgins. Finds Civez dropping the shoulder again, comes out, finds McCormack under pressure. Civez here, and a poor touch by Civez, and recovers really well to nick the ball away there from, and it's Finn now to Shepherd back to Sullivan. Switches the play here to Dan Murray. A great ball by Pat Sullivan onto the chest of Murray. Murray finds McCabe. What a great little touch. Finds Gary Twigg. Gary Twigg again finds McCabe. McCabe now with a chance to run. Has Stevens outside him. And a chance now for Enda maybe to have a run. McCabe lets the ball roll by his body. It opens up and he has a dig. And Doherty had to get down smartly to that one at his near post. Good work between Stevens and McCabe. McCabe cut inside, let the ball roll by his body, and a snapshot on his right down to Doherty's right, who was down to cover. But that's better by Rovers. So Doherty goes long here again, beaten in the air. Sullivan, but Murray cleans up, finds Civez to Sullivan. Great ball into the feet of Ronan Finn, who turns really well and finds Carl Shepherd. Shepherd with a chance now to run, being closed down. His crossfield ball is blocked down. O'Donnell here has Enda Stevens outside him. Stevens once again finds Gary McCabe. Not a great ball. Gary has to struggle to keep it in, but Stevens does well here now, but under pressure, and he's caught there by Kevin Deary, and that's going to be a free for Rovers. And at this point we're going to have that Derry City substitution. It is Patrick McAleeny coming off. So after just only 23 minutes, I don't think, it's hard to say if that was tactical. I didn't seem to be anything wrong with McAleeny as he was coming off, but so Rovers have taken this free kick and gone short. Civez to Dan Murray. Dan Murray, look at that space, come on, someone get into it. Finds McCabe. McCabe looks to turn away, goes back here to Dan Murray. Dan Murray way out here. And it all got very tight there for Dan Murray. And it's a throw in here. Back to the substitute McCallion, who plays a long ball over everyone's head and right back to Alan Manis. And it's Dan Murray here. Dan Murray into Craig Civez. And Shepherd was waiting for that ball, and a great foot in by Stephen O'Donnell, and Manis does well. And a high ball up. It's Grecian jumping with Twig. It wins the header, and he can get it out here to Lafferty, but it's nicked in. Well won by Pat Sullivan. Space opens up in front of Sullivan, and a chance to Sullivan. And a great ball in. McCabe! 1-0 Shamrock Rovers! Gary McCabe! Brilliant work by Pat Sullivan down the right hand side. Plays a high ball to the back post. Gary McCabe with the header. I'm not sure if it took a deflection off the Derry player on the way, but it just found its way into that top right hand corner as we look. And the Shamrock Rovers won, Derry City now. Great work again by Pat Sullivan down the right hand side. And that's just what Rovers need.
Goal for Shamrock Rovers, scored by number 7, Gary McCabe. Time for the goal for the Hoops.
So that's exactly what Rovers needed here.
So about 15 seconds out. 26 the minute.
So you'd have to wonder if maybe after the substitution Derry hadn't properly settled, because it was very quickly after the substitution that Rovers scored. And McLean looking for a free kick there. Back to McCormack. McCormack looking for Gary Twigg. Is Grecian for company. Grecian. It's who gets it back to Doherty. Doherty back out here to Grecian and to Malloy. Malloy to McCallion. McCallion back to Grecian, who goes all the way back to Jared Doherty. So Doherty goes short once again to Grecian, who looks for Rudy Higgins. Rudy Higgins forced all the way back, and it's a chance he could well cut in by McCormick, but he was kind of stretching to get that, and his touch could only go back to the keeper as Derry looked to get the ball forward quickly, and it's with Lafferty. Lafferty looks to play the ball in, but it came off Shepherd and out for a Rovers throw in. Sorry, a Derry throw in just in front of the east stand here, halfway outside the Rovers half. But Richie Winter forced it back a little bit. It's good pressure by Rovers, but now Richie Winter saw that as a free kick. So once again, still just halfway inside the Rovers half. It's free kick to Derry City. A chance maybe for Kevin Deary to put a ball in, push the two centre forwards and Zayed. So there is a lot of aerial threat here for Derry City. Good ball in, well won by Stephen O'Donnell. McCormick jumping with Higgins, does well, and good call by Pat Sullivan just to leave it there, and gets a ball out towards the halfway line. It's going to go out of play, throw in, but given the circumstances it wasn't it. But once again, Rovers' shape is very poor here, and a chance to get the ball out to Lafferty, it's Lafferty here again, comes back in here to Deary out here to McCallion. McCabe coming across, and goes back to Malloy, with a great ball across there to McElhaney, who Sullivan recovers, does really well, great foot in by Sullivan, and finds Gary Twigg. Gary Twigg very isolated. But he looked to play the ball inside for Donald, but Higgins had read it, and he goes back to McCallion here and to Grecian out to Lafferty. Lafferty under pressure goes back into McElhaney, but a poor ball goes to Pat Sullivan. Sullivan finds Ronan Finn. Ronan Finn forced backwards to I'm not quite sure what Sullivan was thinking there. He looked to play a long angle ball over the top, but it's over here and no one had read it. So the throw goes back to Gerard Doherty, who plays ball out looking for McElhaney, but it's once again read by Sullivan, who this time is not for out. Referee play on, and the ball comes in here to Deary. Deary finds Malloy, and Malloy out to Lafferty. So Lafferty with his space in front of him. Sullivan out of position here, looks for the feet of Rudy Higgins, but it's well won there by Conor McCormick, and O'Donnell can just knock it for Stevens. The space opens up in front of end of Stevens, and he's got a chance to put a ball. There's no one in there. He's had to put his foot on it, and he's going to lose it out here, and that's going to be a free kick. There was no one that got into the box there for Andy. He broke really well, and I don't think enough Rovers player pushed forward with him. No one got into the box. He looked to go jack in and then check back in, and then he got caught, and he fouled McCallion. So it's going to be Gerard Doherty to take this free kick down the line towards Zayed. Well won by Dan Murray, and Grecian wins ahead of Twig. Well won by Barry Malloy ahead of McCabe. Finds Zayed. McCabe kind of jumped McCallion into the feet of Higgins. What are you doing, Gary McCabe? It's twice now. So Higgins, Deary now finds McCallion. McCallion looks to play the ball across, chested on by Shepherd. Under pressure is fouled. But no, sorry about my little burst there. Gary McCabe jumped in pointlessly twice with his stud shown. It was ridiculous. There was absolutely no need for it. And after getting the goal, 1-0 up, the last thing you need is to pick up a silly booking. So where are you now? So ball forward, drops to the feet of Twig, but it goes to Rudy Higgins and finds its way back to Gerard Doherty, who goes long looking for Zayed. Zayed isolated up there in his zone. I think even if he'd won that, there's very little he could do. It's got all the way through to Manus. Manus goes short here to Murray. Murray goes across here to Craig Sives, and Sives back to Murray. More patient build up here by Rovers. Murray to Stevens. Stevens back to Murray. Needs that midfield option again. but it's not there. It goes to Civez, and Rovers kind of lose Stevens as well. And well done by Ronan Finn, just back to Civez. Good patient work by Rovers, and that's where that space is opened up. And that's a terrible tackle by Grecian on Twig, and I think that's going to be a yellow card. It was a very poor tackle, clattered into the back of Gary Twig, and it's just going to be a talk for Grecian, I think, there. But good patient build up there by Rovers. A couple of passes caused a couple of scary moments, but they recovered really well and opened up that space that Civez was able to run into, and a great angle ball. Oh, that take a touch. Oh! I thought that took a touch off Lafferty, but did it? So it's a goal kick. It looked like a good ball by O'Donnell that forced Lafferty to deal with it. I thought it took a touch off his chest, but we're back on here. Play forward, and O'Donnell out to Stevens to McCabe. McCallion beaten to it, and good work there by McGlynn there, but it was cut out by McCormick, and Civez now plays a good ball out here to Shepherd. Shepherd is fouled by Lafferty, so it's going to be a chance now for Rovers. Maybe Murray and Civez not pushing forward. Stephen O'Donnell was looking for short, but it goes back short to Civez. Civez here to Murray. Now space opens up for Dan Murray to move into, and goes short here to Enda Stevens. Stevens into McCabe. McCabe does really well, and he got away from Deary, and Stephen O'Donnell wins that. And it's Barry Malloy here under pressure, goes back to Lafferty. Lafferty plays the ball forward into the midfield. It's flicked on. That's a good little touch there for Deary. Deary can come out here to McLean. McLean has McCallion coming outside him. A chance for McCallion to get the ball in. It's a decent ball in, and they've men over the back post, but Craig Civez gets his head to it. So it's a corner to Derry City, but good covering by Civez. There was men over at the back post, and a very important header by Civez just to knock it out for a corner. So Rovers need to get organised for this corner. It seems to be a decent ball in. No call. Free header, but he headed it the wrong way, and it's going to come back out. And a great clearance by McCabe. Finds Gary Twig, whose first touch is good, but it's taken it away. And back here to McCallion. McCallion into midfield. McElhaney to Higgins here. Forced back out here to McGlynn. Good ball inside. Oh, and nearly a loose pass, but McElhaney can get onto this. Chased back by Gary Twig. Gary Twig couldn't quite get there, and it's so ball Dublin low. It's flicked by Finn, and that'll go out for a corner to Derry City. So another chance for Derry to go send the centre half forwards. Yeah, I'm talking shite anyway. What I talk about bears no resemblance to what happens on the pitch. As the ball comes in, it's won by Ronan Finn, but it goes straight across the goal, and Enda Stevens completes the clearance, but only out for the throw in on the far side. Chance now comes back in to Malloy. Malloy dinks it in, but well read by Dan Murray. Comes to the edge of the box. Shepherd gets a foot in, and O'Donnell's header comes here to McCallion. McCallion into Malloy under pressure, plays the ball forward, but it's overhit completely the wrong angle, and that goes out for a goal kick. Ball. Just put a camera. what I said. Just put a camera on Billy Dennehy because he just runs around after the pass. So one in midfield comes to McCormick, and that was a high feet, referee. That was a very high foot, and it's going to be a free kick to Rovers. And it's going to be Stephen O'Donnell to take this. Looking for Shepherd. It was cushioned back by McElhaney to Doherty. Doherty goes long. Well won, Pat Sullivan, but his header will only go out for a throw into Derry. About 10 yards inside their own half. And chance now for Derry to break. But Shepherd working back gets it to Civez. Civez into the feet of O'Donnell. O'Donnell back here all the way to Murray. Murray to Conor McCormick. McCormick to Murray. Murray looking for McCabe, but it was blocked out by Zayed. And Murray this time goes long towards Twig, who's beaten by Grecian, but McCormick's touch will take it. And there's I think there's a head injury here to Grecian, and Richie Winter has called a halt to play while Grecian gets some treatment. I don't know whether it's his head or his shoulder. I think he may have fell awkwardly. So, very good performance so far by Rovers. Very patient at the back, and finding that little bit of space in midfield with O'Donnell and McCormick, or even you're getting like Civez and Murray are getting a chance to push on into that space in midfield. And once again, maybe just the last ball, the odd time is just a little over elaborate, looking for the killer ball when maybe just a simpler ball out to the wings was a bit easier. But Rovers have to be happy with the way things are going. Yeah, I know. So Grecian gets gingerly back to his feet there.
If you get Grecian 2000,
yeah,
you're doing really
yeah. Yeah, so Grecian seems to be all right. Gonna restart play here, and just not go back to Alamanis, and it'll restart. And Grecian straight back on. Doesn't seem to be feeling any ill effects of that knock as Manus goes long. Twiggy does really well, finds Finn, torn into trouble, and O'Donnell caught here. It's Enda Stevens looked to play a little angle ball in behind McCallion for McCabe to run onto, but once again the angle and the power wasn't correct, and it goes to Doherty. Doherty goes straight away, got tucked inside by McElhaney. O'Donnell losing out, looks for the feet of Higgins. Higgins late side, and good work by Deary, and comes back here to McGlynn. McGlynn to Lafferty. Lafferty to Deary. Deary out to McElhaney, and that's a good ball in, well read by Dan Murray, who clears it out, and out for a Derry City throw in. Taken here, and Rovers, they've a lot of men on the edge of the box here if they can work it back, but good ball in, and it's missed. And once again Derry have 2-on-1 here, but it's missed there by Deary. Deary comes back inside to Malloy. Malloy plays the ball inside here for Roddy Higgins. Back to Deary. Foot in by Gary McCabe. Back to Malloy. Malloy to force back to Grecian. And it's McElhaney now. Oh, good ball over the top. Well read by Pat Sullivan. Finds Shepherd. Shepherd finds Sullivan again. And needs to go. Oh, well done. Just drop at the shoulder there. Finds Roland Finn. Finn back to Civez. Civez under pressure. Gives the ball away here to Malloy. Malloy gets it out here to McElhaney. Oh, to McLean, should I say. Decent ball in. And it was a chance there for Deardy. He was shaping up for the volley. And ball forward by Murray. It's won by Grecian. And give out for the throw into Rovers. So we'll give Rovers a little bit of respite under a little bit of pressure there from Derry for the last couple of minutes. A lot of it, you have to say, is kind of down to themselves, picking out the wrong pass. and it goes back here to Murray to Civez. So Derry looking to close this down quickly. Murray here, and Leeds, come on, where's that midfield option again here now? Plays the ball over the top, looking for Twig. It's cleared by Grecian long. Civez underneath this, good header by Civez, but drops in midfield. That space in midfield every time it's there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So Manus goes long towards Twig under pressure from Grecian, being pulled there, and now he's giving that the other way, and it's taken quickly, and it comes out here to Lafferty. Lafferty back into to Rory Higgins. Higgins forced all the way back to Doherty. Like Murray a couple of times there, he needs the ball into the centre. Like he needs, as McLean wins the header. Oh, and Roberts messing about here, and there's a chance here now with McLean, and it's over the bar. Roberts getting a little bit sloppy there at the back. So good by Manus down towards Twig, beaten in the air, one in the midfield by McCormick. Comes to Stevens. Stevens finds O'Donnell, and Rowers. They're being forced to play through Derry, and Rovers, they're just not finding the space that we had in the first 10-15 minutes of this game, and a chance for McLean to put a ball in, but once again I think that's going to be overhit and it's going to go out. And Alan Manus just isn't happy. Michael O'Neill not happy with what's happening here at the last couple of minutes. Rovers options for the you know what I mean, the midfield options, the options up front that were there the first 15-20 minutes, they're not there. O'Donnell was finding a lot of space in midfield. McCormick was getting a lot of space in midfield. Twig was coming back, getting onto the ball, and that's not happening now. Murray's bringing the ball out, and like he's looking to play it, he's being forced to play that ball down the line, and it's never on. As the ball comes off Shepherd for a throw in halfway inside the Derry half, goes back to Doherty. So Doherty's clearance will drop into midfield. Well won by Craig Civez ahead of Zayed. Finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell to McCormick. McCormick out to McCabe. McCabe jumps into the back of Gary. McCallion jumps into the back of McCabe, and it's a ball in. Once again, it was a poor ball. Our simple options aren't there anymore. McCallion has some words for Richie Winter, so I think Richie Winter's going to have some words for him too. And there's a chance now for Rovers to get the ball in, maybe towards the back post for Murray and Civez. So it's going to be Stephen O'Donnell to take this. Flicked on by Murray. Oh, but it was straight at Gerard Doherty, who was able to get it at the first attempt. Good ball in. Good little flick on. There wasn't much power on it from Murray. Zayed header goes out towards McCormick. McCormick can just flick it over James McLean, and out for a throw into Derry City. So we're going to see the fourth official now is going to hold up the boards as the ball comes back here to Malloy in midfield. 2 minutes of time added on. McCloy across to McCallion. McCallion into Deary. Deary back to Grecian. Grecian into the feet of Zayed, whose touch is poor. And Gary McCabe leaves it for Stephen O'Donnell, but under hits it. But the ball will just come here to Enda Stevens. Enda Stevens plays a long ball down the line. Grecian underneath it into midfield. Comes to Stephen O'Donnell under pressure now from Zayed. Doesn't get a call as Deary gets on the ball. Zayed to Malloy. Malloy does really well to get it here to McGlynn. McLean out to Lafferty on the left hand side, and a great ball inside that, but it was just overhit. So Rovers gone off the boil the last 5-10 minutes of this second half. So Manus's goal kick once again dropping just over the halfway line. Twig into the back of Grecian, and Gary Twig has a word with Grecian and with the referee, and Gary Vince holds it. No more of that. So chance for Derry maybe just before the final whistle to get Wood the ball into the box one last time. It's knocked forward right into the box towards Grecian. Well won by Sivers, but drops to Derry. Derry looks to get the ball out to McCallion, but it'll come to Ronan Finn here. Finn into McCormick, but once again has to play the ball down the line for Twig. And a chance now for Stephen O'Donnell to get onto that ahead of Derry. Goes back to Murray, and Murray finds Finn. Finn's first touch is good. Finds Enda Stevens. Oh, and Twiggy was offside. So it's going to be a free out here to be taken by Doherty, and that is the last action of the first half. First half, Doherty started really brightly, and we're on the front foot in the very first minute when a shot flashed across the goal. Rovers slowly but surely got into it and got the goal in 25 minutes, and looked like they were on top there for a while, but in the last 10-15 minutes they've allowed Derry to get back into this game, and Derry have had far the better of the last 10 minutes of this second half, first half should I say, but Rovers hold on, and it's still 1-0 here at half time, so I'll join you all for the second half, folks.
Thanks for that, Dunster. Good start from Rovers, but not looking to assure themselves there and for the last, really the last 20 minutes or so. Any more burgers? No thanks, Al Hoop. I got my burger eventually just after kick-off. So I was a bit late getting to the ground anyway. 40 minutes is usually plenty, but when you're getting out of your car in the car park and you get a phone call from Forky going, "Have you got a hammer?" You just know things are going to go downhill.
Please give a huge Telestadio welcome for Hooperman halftime game to the Shamrock Rovers on the nines.
You just want to see the under nines. Okay, no problem. You can see one goal anyway. Shut up, Whisper, as usual. Anything else I missed in the chat room? There's only two of us here today. It's a fairly packed press box, and beside Drive 105 from Derry beside us as well here doing commentary. It's only one other game this evening. It's Dundalk versus St Patrick's Athletic. It just started the second half there. It's still 0-0.
They're going to show an outfit tonight here at the Stadium. A very happy birthday to Alex Lynch, who is here tonight with his friends and family. His 15th day. Happy birthday to you, Alex. And also Jen and Stephen Crowley. Twins, it is their 16th birthday and they're here tonight. Happy birthday to them from everybody here at Shamrock Rovers. Tuesday, tomorrow, anyway, interested in joining or seeing the services provided by the Shop for Business Club, come to the moment for an hour and speak to Alan about this stuff.
Listen, it's either one or I'll be doing that just to suit myself.
Before these final gentlemen coming onto the pitch, I want to have a quick chat with our manager, Martin Catherine. Martin is the manager of the under 17s who won the Leinster Skills Cup, or that was exactly the cup. Leslie, tell me about that and who's been involved in that.
Well, this was Shamrock Rovers' third time to win the Leinster Youth Cup. The first time the schoolboy section was formed. The last time we won it, John Giles was the manager that listed the...
So the FAI Ford Cup fourth round draw was earlier this evening, so let's go through the games there. A few familiar fixtures from last weekend actually. Shamrock Rovers at home to UCD, Waterford United at home to St Patrick's Athletic, Ray Wanderers home to Limerick FC, Longford Town home to Bohemians, Bows versus Bogger Bows, Wexford Youths versus Cork City, Sligo Rovers versus Monaghan United, Sheriff YC versus Shelbourne, could be an interesting one, and Drogheda United versus Dundalk, and Dundalk can sort out that fucking loss there from the weekend which knocked me out of the last man standing competition. Well, you're also knocked Soylent Green out, which is good, so yeah, you'd imagine Sheriff will probably play that in Talca Park, alright, but
congratulations. The lads are on the cycle. And now we're on with Martin. Ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, our victorious Leinster Youth Squad, Shamrock Rovers under 17s.
so as the under 17s doing their celebratory lap of honour. A very cool and relaxed group of lads there. No great celebrations going on. Go back to the under 9, some more interesting.
And as Martin said, the importance of the progression of...
They're still hungover, that's entirely possible, alright.
And there they are with their first trophy, and hopefully we'll be seeing some of that out on the pitch here for the senior team. Open trials, as Martin said, will be beginning on the 1st of July. Check out shamrockrovers.ie for more information.
So, a few people joined late, so we'll go through the teams. There was one dirty substitution who I've completely forgotten who it is, so let you know what the starting 11 were anyway. Shamrock Rovers, number 1 Alan Manus, number 2 Pat Sullivan, 4 Craig Sivez, 5 captain Dan Murray, 3 Enda Stevens, Gary McCabe number 7, Conor McCormack wears 22, number 8 Stephen O'Donnell, 21 Ronan Finn, Gary Twigg at number 9 and Carl Shepherd number 10. Derry City in goal for them, Jared Doherty, number 4 Barry Malloy, number 5 Stuart Grayson, number 6 Shane McElhaney, number 8 Kevin Deary there captain, 10 Patrick McElhaney, 11 James McLean, 14 Gareth McLean, Rory Higgins 16, Eamon Zaid 17 and Danny Lafferty up front for them with number 24. It's one of the more serious half-time games I've seen now. We usually don't have managers on the touchline telling the kids what to do at a half-time knockabout, but ooh. Harold's been dyslexic. Yeah, well, I could have gone like Derry City, number 1, Hardy, number 4, Hardy, but you can understand them sometimes. What's the West End attendance like? Let me just have a quick look around me now. Reasonably full, to be honest with you, given that there's most of the people are at the Lemmelure suite, the chipper, well, not most, but a few. Yeah, certainly seats are pretty full around us. West End not too bad either, or the East End rather, not too bad for tonight, given it is a Monday night, and there's been quite a lot of football lately, so it's good to see basically a top the table clash in Tala on a Monday night, getting a good stand. 3.5. Yeah, I'll go with the 3.5 end of that, to be honest. We'll see if we can get an official attendance. Myself and Ashburn are barred from having official attendances unless they're officially sanctioned by the board of directors. Yeah, Hawkins just got the goal there for Dundalk, so on 56 minutes, Dundalk 1, St Patrick's Athletic 0. That's the number 17s, the under 17s have done their lap of honour. Must have been hard on the heads what Green Blood was saying, but they're back into the stand now. And the moon is out for any of the budding astronomers watching. I think that might be just me. Although we haven't had any mad, cosmological discussions here with Dunster this year. We might rectify that if things get really boring at some point during the year. We've hardly mentioned burgers even, in fairness. Many City, it's kind of hard to tell. Because we're in the West Stand, the Derry fans will be over far to our left. And again, they're at the chipper. But I imagine there's probably a good 300 there, so. So number 9's coming off the pitch. Yeah, it's really hard to guess away fans' numbers from where we're sitting. So.
And it's time for the second half here at Tala Stadium. This is the one score.
So the hoops coming back out again. We just need Dunster to get out of Lemmelure side. And we'll be ready for the second half.
Regional was missing it tonight.
What's going on?
Again, when I say going tomorrow,
We're all going to.
I'm still waiting on that text on. Yeah, text.
Hearing all sorts in the office and
They're literally going, don't ask for it. I've asked somebody else that I shouldn't be asking, so.
So teams back out and Dunster's back up. And Stephen Finn as well, so we can do our dancing to get back in the right place. Yeah, it's a fairly packed press box and bit nuts tonight. Anyway, I'll put you back on to Dunster and talk to you full time.
Good luck, one. So welcome back there. I know there's been 9 substitutions, but I have learned that it is St Patrick's Athletic nil, the Dundalk 1. Colin Hawkins with the goal there for Dundalk in the 56th minute. Apparently missed a shop minefield of information as usual. So greetings to Mr. Maloney, to Jay on his holidays there. That's comes from Roth. So, Daddy, taxi bars this week. We've gone from classic bars to wagon wheels, now taxis. So we're back on here, and it's out for a Rovers throw-in taken by Pat Sullivan. This Finn looks to get by McLean there, but McLean closes it down quickly, and Civez has to go back to Manus. Manus goes long. Twig and Shepherd both jumping. Shepherd wins, and it comes to Shepherd here now with a chance. Has to push into midfield, and it's closed down. The ball played forward towards Zayed under pressure from Murray. It's Conor McCormick who gets a foot in, and Civez finds. Shepherd didn't look. Shepherd looked to play the ball back to Murray, but McLean was in the way as Sullivan comes inside and gets away from McLean nicely and finds Gary Twig, and Twig lays it out here to Carl Shepherd on the right hand side. Has 2 Derry players and loses out, but real good work there by Pat Sullivan. Wins back, finds Conor McCormick. McCormick in the midfield to O'Donnell. O'Donnell forced back but turns away really well from Derry and finds Pat Sullivan. Sullivan comes inside McLean and looks to play a ball across, and it was an unorthodox ball, but it's found Gary McCabe, and McCabe's got away, and the shot just flashes by the post. Really good effort there by McCabe, cutting in on his right hand side and flashed the ball, but just past the far post. As SRFC Crumlin lookalike John Cody walks by. It's a fucking image you Ken. Doesn't he look like SRFC Crumlin? Ken Barrett, John Cody. It's the bleeding image of him. It is, yeah. He's there, he's watching it anyway, so might as well paid a lot of compliments all the way in Scotland. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a free kick to be taken here by Grecian, taking it short here to McElhaney, and it's blocked down by Finn, and McElhaney has to go back to Doherty, and it's not a great touch, but he does really well to get it out to McElhaney, who's forced out but goes long down towards Zayed, beaten in the air by Murray, knocked forward by Civez, well run by Finn. Grecian gets it forward, O'Donnell gets in, it's a heavy. Okay, plays the ball into Twig, but it's going to come through to Doherty, and Doherty will just slow things down and takes a shot here to Grecian. So played forward there by Malloy, cut out by Civez into midfield. Shepherd does well, but it's Cody as far as Grecian. Grecian finds Ruddy, found Derry. Derry was fouled by Stephen O'Donnell, so it's going to be a free kick to Derry, and they're going to leave it to Grecian. And Grecian looks for the angle ball towards McLean, and McLean wins. Civez gets there ahead of if a call by Manus, that would have gone straight to him, but Civez took a touch as McElhaney wins ahead of Twig. Twig thought he was fouled, but McElhaney under pressure now by McCormick comes away, looks inside to find it was Higgins, and Higgins can just get it back here to McElhaney to Grecian, out here towards McCallion down the line for it's into the feet now as Zayed turns under pressure from Stephen O'Donnell, but comes inside here to McCallion, who's surged forward, and Zayed stayed right. Comes back out here to Higgins, and McLean to Malloy to, and well won by Civez, and Civez finds Finn, who's under pressure now, and finds McCormick, who can find Shepherd, who needs to be strong here, but it's Lafferty who gets in ahead of him, and now McLean can have another run at Sullivan. Sullivan shows him the outside, but the tackle goes right into the box. It's cleared by Murray, knocked on by Lafferty, flicked on there, but O'Donnell gets a little touch, finds Finn, but it doesn't, and it's now it's with McLean at the edge of the box, looks for Zayed, well read by Enda Stevens, out as far as McCallion. McCallion's header finds Zayed. Zayed can come back here to Deary with a lot of space to pick out what he's going to do, looks for McLean at the back post, and Pat Sullivan's header will just go out for a throw in to Derry right down there, the corner flag, but more good pressure by Derry City as McLean leaves this for Danny Lafferty. So comes back here to Higgins. Higgins into the feet at Deary, won by Stephen O'Donnell, but Higgins it takes a deflection off. It's a bit of a wild shot there by Deary, took a flexion off Civez, and it looked like it was going to fall into the path of Higgins, but Manus was able to get down and collect, and a bit of a hairy moment there for Rovers, and Alan Manus just been telling to slow things down there, brings the ball out halfway inside his half, looks towards, it's flicked on by Twig, but there's no one behind him, and it goes back for back to Doherty, and Doherty is going to go along with this, looking for McLean. McLean wins ahead of Pat Sullivan. McCormick mistimes his jump in midfield. It'll come out here to McCallion. McCallion forced to go back to Grecian, and out once again to McCallion. McCallion into Deary. Deary look for the ball over the top. It's well read by Enda Stevens. Push into the back there by McCallion on Gary McCabe, and it's a free out to Rovers. Garrett McGlynn bringing the ball back and then throwing it back where he came from. Dan Murray's going to take this. I think he's going to go long here. Look for the angle ball maybe this side towards Shepherd. Shepherd can win this, and Shepherd finds a good touch, gets it back here to Pat Sullivan. Sullivan gets the ball under control and finds the feet of Gary Twig to Finn. Finn drops the shoulder, but forced back to little nutmeg by Pat Sullivan, and looks to get a ball into the box, and it's blocked down and only out for a Rovers corner. Really good work again by Pat Sullivan. Little nutmeg on McLean, got away down the right hand side and looked to whip a ball. It was blocked down and only out for a corner to Rovers, just in front at the car park end in front of the West Stand, to be taken here by Stephen O'Donnell. So a chance for O'Donnell to put the ball in towards the back post, but it's overhit, and that's going to go out for a goal kick on the far side. Bit of another wasted set piece there by Rovers. The ball was floated in towards the back post, and Murray was being well marshalled. So Jared Hardy takes this goal kick short to McCallion. McCallion into Grecian. Played forward towards McLean, but he dummied it, left to leave it for Zayed, and Zayed couldn't get there. It's out for a Rovers throw in halfway inside the Rovers half. And Stevens looking for an option, and it stays a few yards. But look to find Stephen O'Donnell, but Deary got a foot in, but O'Donnell recovers and gets it back, and Civez now finds the feet. Good ball by Finn out here to Enda Stevens. Enda Stevens cuts inside, goes back here to Murray. Murray's touch is heavy, but he's taking it out and looks for the ball down the line for Gary Twig. Well won. Grecian gets there, takes it on his chest, forced backwards by Twig, and his clearance will go out for a Rovers throw in. So a chance for Rovers to maybe push forward, take a bit of the pressure off to themselves for a while. And well, O'Neill and Stephen Kenny, and Pats have equalised, I do believe. Maybe he hasn't. People lying to me here. Annoys me all the time. As Manis puts the ball out here to Dan Murray, who's far out on the left hand side. Murray brings the ball forward, drops the ball away from Zayed. Stephen O'Donnell dropped in, finds Finn. Finn under pressure from 4 players, goes back to Sivez and McLean, who'd pushed right in. And it's Pat Sullivan now into the feet of Gary Twigg. Gary Twigg dummies it, McCabe can't get there. And it's played out here to McCallion. McCabe scampered across to get to him. Comes in here to Deary. Deary under pressure from O'Donnell, plays a ball into the midfield. Oh, great little touch there by Rory Higgins. Has set McLean away there. And finds McLean out here on the left hand side. Cuts back in on his right and plays a decent ball towards the back post. But it was Zayed at the back post who was stretching to get that all the time, and it's all the way out for a Rovers goal kick. And that's Stephen O'Donnell. Short good ball there by Manis. Oh, Sivez under pressure from McLean, goes along for Gary Twigg. Grecian gets a little touch in it. Rovers making this very, very hard as Doherty puts the ball out here towards McLean. It's well won by Pat Sullivan, and now for a throw into Derry City. Well won by Pat Sullivan because McLean's done well against him in the air as Deary knocks the ball back to Lafferty. Lafferty plays the ball forward towards Zayed. Well read by Sivez, but once again it's Grecian, controls on his chest. Comes in here to Barry Malloy, who's done really well since he's stepped, and he looks to play a ball over the top for Zayed, but it's overhit. So I think maybe Rovers might go long this time. Down towards Gary Twigg, but it's cut out by Grecian. Grecian forward towards Zayed, beaten in the air by Murray. Murray plays the ball forward. Shepherd wins the header, but Gary Twigg was originally in offside position. He came back to get into an onside position, but couldn't get back to that flick on by Shepherd as Grecian plays the ball towards Zayed, who does well, but Murray gets his foot in, knocked forward, only as far as McElhaney. It's Finn looking for by Higgins. Higgins forced backwards, gets it across to McCallion and McCabe down the line here for Rory Higgins, or McLean should I say. And it's Higgins with a bit of space in midfield, faced now by Twigg. Oh, and he falls over and a bad pass by Shepherd, giving the ball away and into the feet of Zayed. But well read by Dan Murray. Out. Rovers looking to play football in all the wrong positions here. And that's good work by Pat Sullivan. Where do you talk to him? So it's Shepherd who needs to just plays the back in here to Sivez. What are we doing, Rovers? Down towards Gary Twigg. Gary Twigg wins in the air and is being pushed there. Oh no! Twigg was being pushed there and he was adjudged to, and Rovers are falling asleep there. Higgins looks to play the ball, hits off McCormick and O'Donnell here now. Both teams being quite wasteful in the midfield areas as the ball comes back here to Murray, and Murray now looks to get forward, needs someone to drop in, and Murray's lost the ball, but it'll come here to O'Donnell, and that's a really poor ball again to Sullivan, but Sullivan's done really well to get away from McLean. Oh no! And it's come to Shepherd. Oh, that's a free in! Right on the edge of the box, and that's a free in. Both teams being extremely wasteful here. So a chance now for Rovers. So it's Stephen O'Donnell and Gary McCabe over the ball here. So Richie Winter just making sure that the ball is back 10 yards, taken out with steps now. So it's 2-1 Pats, as it looks like it is going to be Stephen O'Donnell to take this. It's a 5-man wall. It's and takes it off deflection, but it'll come here to Sullivan. Right ball in, flicked. Oh, well done by McCallion. And it's just because they hit the box. But so Rovers need to get their shape back together here now. There was a big peel for that. So the ball short to McCallion. McCallion goes long for Zayed. Well run by Dan Murray to get it into Civez. Civez now under pressure. Has to go long. Finds Shepherd. Shepherd does well. And got this pass is poor again. And but it's well done by Stephen O'Donnell just to nip in ahead there. Block down McGlynn's pass. And Civez has to go back to Manis. Manis goes long first time under pressure from Zayed. It's Grecian jumping with Twig. I thought Grecian judged to have fouled. To have been fouled by Gary Twig. Free out to Derry, taken quickly by Doherty. Oh no! And he's got a book, Pat. What was that?
For picking the ball away.
Sullivan picks up the first yellow card of the game. It's a very, very harsh decision for the Rovers right back.
It looked as if McLean had jumped too early and got up over Sullivan, but the referee somehow judges it to be a foul, and he's booked. I don't know, but he's booked Pat Sullivan, and it's a free in to Derry in a very dangerous area to be taken here by Kevin Deary.
Also on the bench tonight for Derry, Rory Harkin, David McDade, Ryan McBride, Stephen McLaughlin, Michael McCollum.
So it is going to be Deary to take this. And it's a good ball, angle ball, and it's cleared by O'Donnell, but not fully. It only comes as far as McLean, who's forced wide, and get it back to Malloy. Malloy comes inside McCabe, plays the ball, and it's over here and out for goal kick to Rovers on the far side. And we are going to have a substitution here for Rovers. It's Billy Dennehy coming on, and I think it's going to be Carl Shepherd to come off here. So we're just waiting for the fifth support to come up. It is, and it's Carl Shepherd being replaced by so I have a funny feeling what's going to happen here is we're going to go 4-5-1, and then the next substitution is going to be a midfielder for a centre forward, and we'll have a straight 4-4-2. Maybe not, that's my thinking of it, but it's goal kick taken one by Twig, flicked on for McCabe. Good work at the back by Lafferty. Gets it forward to Zayed. Civez nips in ahead of him, and but it's going to go out for goal kick. Gary Twig thought it took a touch, but it didn't. So the ball was rolling there, and Jared Hodge is going to be forced to take that again, but this time takes a shot again to Grecian. Mind you, the two Rovers players warming up currently are Stephen Royce and Chris Turner. As Doherty goes long again for McLean. Beats Pat Sullivan in the air. Flick on by Murray, finds Enda Stevens. Billy beaten to the ball there by Eddie McCallion, but only out for a Rovers throw in. It's to be taken here by Enda Stevens. Rovers dominance that they had in the first round. I think although Rovers got the goal just after the substitution was made, I think it's moving Barry Malloy into that midfield area, and McCallion has done a much better job there at right full than Malloy was doing. Civez header goes out for another throw into Derry City. As a great ball out here to McLean, whose touch is really good. Comes inside McCabe, back to Lafferty. Lafferty under pressure finds Higgins to Deary. Deary finds a great ball out to me, and a great ball. It's blocked down by Enda Stevens, and it's a Derry City throw in. Sorry, it's corner, and it's going to be McLean across to take this. And it's McElhaney coming forward now with a late run. It's picked up by Dan Murray, and it's flicked in, and it's Eamon Zayed, and that's 1-0. And you have to kind of say that's been coming. Rovers are going to sleep. A great ball in. I think everyone was watching the late run of McAlean as he was coming in, and no one picked up Zayed. He was able to head home. So that's a big goal here at Tallaght. It's now Shamrock Rovers 1, Derry City 1.
Just saying a great attacking platform. This was just how it came up. Didn't look as if they had a way into the game. They've got themselves back into the game. That ain't going to be.
So it's all about how Rovers react now.
12 league goals for the big striker this.
Know what I mean? We've sat back a little bit since the goal.